Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're playing some MegaMek. And I say MegaMek because we are starting off in the middle of a battle and we've got another one lined up for the day following this. To answer your question, I assume that was directed at me, Mr. McGorilla. I do have the Clan Invasion box set, yes. It is shamefully unpainted. But that doesn't stop me from trying to get in the occasional game when I can, which is not as often as I would like. We were in the middle of a escort convoy mission where we were currently embroiled between the banks of some unnamed river. We've lost initiative going into round 9. And we are... well, that might be a bit too far out. We're currently trying to defend the scavenger mech and this shadow hawk, as well as this paramour right here, and the Gifty, which is immobile, which has survived a surprisingly long time given that it became immobile like 5 turns ago. We have an immobile shutdown panther right here, which has lost both of its legs and is probably going to eject. And that I had given that kill to Victor Rama in the grasshopper, I believe. Yes, in the grasshopper. Seeing as how he got the first kick in, which destroyed its leg. We've got a guillotine here, which has taken some damage, but not a whole lot. He has inflicted significantly more damage on this Orion of ours. There is a dragon and a warhammer and a thunderbolt, which has been peppering us with long-range missiles for quite some time. Needs to go down in a hurry. And I'm not recalling what this sensor return is. Whatever it is, it's in depth 1 water at level -2, so he's not getting out anytime soon, I don't think, because this is 2 levels higher, but that's depth 1, so I think that's 3 elevation changes, which you can't do. I think he might be stuck there, actually, because without jump jets, I'm assuming it doesn't have jump jets. Time to drop bombs on it. What, the thunderbolt or the sensor return? Let me get our pony up in here. We'll get eyes on this sensor return, and we'll be in position to move into this heavy woods next turn. Oh, the sensor return? Yeah, let's get eyes on that and see what we're working with here. That is the other panther. Should have known. Oh, right. We still need a princess. Okay, princess has moved the pilot moving towards off the board. Push rocks into the water. Actually, this panther might not be as stuck as I thought. His jump jets, are they in the arm, in the torso, or in the legs? Oh, his jump jets are in the legs. He's not going anywhere. Which means we can safely ignore him. I'd like to get this grasshopper into the fray. Get those medium lasers engaged. Hoping to take some more back shots on this guillotine, but I expect he's going to be moving last. That leaves the Orion and the Marauder. The Orion is currently overheating. We can get him to where he can exchange LRM fire to the Thunderbolt and still be reasonably evasive. What's the range on that? That looks like medium range for most of our stuff. Most of our big stuff. Long range for the medium lasers, which is honestly probably the best shot they've had so far. Oh, the guillotine moved. The guillotine is about to get shot in the back with some pulse lasers. Actually, we don't even need to run. We can just walk that. No, I want a chance to kick him. I'm willing to give up a +1 modifier to my lasers for the opportunity to kick him. Alright, Panther entered depth 1 water, needs a 3, gets a 10. But how is he going to get back out, is the question. So it looks like Scarponi has the dragon on 8s. Without torso twisting, there's not a whole lot of options. We've got the Warhammer on 9s. We've got the guillotine on a 6, but only 1. We've got this Panther on a 4. I'm thinking pair of 8s is the best we've got. We might get real lucky and knock him down, but with his low profile quirk, we're going to need 10s on both hits. And he'll have to fail his PSR. So I'm not counting on that. We've got 4s on the guillotine. We'll try to punch some holes with some medium lasers. We'll follow that with an SRM on a 6 and hopefully take advantage of some holes. I don't want to go up to 5 heat because this Marauder is already slow enough. We've got the Orion at the Warhammer or the Thunderbolt. We've got the Thunderbolt on 8s. We've got the Warhammer on 5s. That might be worth doing. 5s and 7s. Yeah, that's definitely the move. And a 6. That puts us at 4 heat. We really can't afford to drop one of the mediums to fire the SRM. That would put us at 5 heat. Or do we take advantage of the 1 hex per turn rule and just go all in? We could go up to 8 heat. That'll give us a targeting penalty next turn. We'll do the 6 and the 7. That'll put us at 5 heat. That way we won't have to work too hard to cool down next turn. And I think, yeah, we've got partial cover against that Warhammer. So that's an advantage that I hadn't noticed before. And he's firing PPCs at us, I assume. He needs 6s and 8s. Yeah, the Orion's about to take a lot of damage. The Grasshopper has a bunch of torso-mounted large lasers. We could get the Warhammer on 8, so we would need to hit with all 3 in order to force that PSR. The odds of which is vanishingly small. We'll throw in a 12 just to be heat neutral. Alright, our Warhammer glances a blow off the dragon's center torso for 5 damage. Not what I was hoping for, but it's about what I was expecting. Their Warhammer firing at our friendly Shadowhawk hits him in the left arm with a PPC, down to 6 armor there. Marauder at the guillotine hits him in the right torso rear with a pair of medium pulses. And where does he keep his ammo? Oh, he keeps ammo in that right torso. So that is right where we needed those lasers to hit. However, the SRMs did not hit, and we did not get the explosion. We did get his right leg down to 4 armor, so maybe we can kick him and get his hip or something if we get lucky. We'll see next phase. Panther firing at the Paramour, hits it in the right side for 10, hits it in the rear and the right side for 2 more apiece, immobilizing it with an SRM. So the Paramour is now not going to be able to cross the map. That means any more damage to our convoy will fail us this mission. Not any more damage to it, but, you know, any more significant damage. Boo on missing the SRM6. Yeah, I know. That is really disappointing. I was hoping to get some crit seeking in on that rear torso. It didn't happen. Orion hitting the Warhammer in the left arm with that autocannon, hitting him in the right leg and right torso with medium laser and a medium laser's worth of LRMs. 3 SRMs, so that was worth shooting. To the left arm, right arm, and right torso. He's still looking pretty strong, though. He returns fire. He hits us in the right torso for 10. Hits us in the head for 5. That's a third consciousness check for Nairn Limbrick. Third wound. Needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 9. So that was closer than I would have liked. Failure is not an option. Failure is always an option. He also hits us in the right arm with a medium laser and 2 SRMs to the center torso and left arm. Guillotine at the Warhammer, missing on 9s mostly. Hits him in the left leg with a medium laser, down to 23 armor there. The Grasshopper missing on 8s and 12s. The Dragon hitting the Orion in the right arm with the autocannon 5. The Thunderbolt hitting the Orion in the left torso with the large laser, down to 14 armor there. Orion took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 7. Guillotine took 20 plus, needs a 6, gets an 8. Warhammer needs a 6, gets a 7. And we are now going to kick the Guillotine on a 5 if we can. The Guillotine is also kicking us. We got him in the right leg. We critted on one of his jump jets. Which is not what I was hoping for. The Guillotine kicks us in the right leg. We take 14. We have 14 left. We need a 3 to stay standing. We get a 12. He needs a 5 to stay standing. He gets a 2. He takes 5 to the left leg and center torso. Needs a 5 to avoid hurting the pilot. Gets a 12. We've got 2 heat on the Warhammer and the Marauder. We've got 5 heat on the Orion. Their Guillotine is at 4. Their Thunderbolt is at 3. Their Warhammer is at 6. Wait, they have 3 Panthers? Oh, no. 83 is listed twice here. Panther 82 is at 1 heat. Panther 83 is down to 10 heat and starts back up. And Warhammer 84 is at 6 heat as well. We've got Fire Burning Brightly, Heavy Smoke overpowering Light Smoke. Now the Orion has no head armor. Are any edge rolls considered plot armor? They would be, but I think he's out of edge. But yeah, definitely I would consider avoiding a head hit at this point. That would definitely be edge. His cockpit is basically open to the air. We've got 91.8% of our forces remaining, roughly. They've got 80% of their forces remaining. That much? I thought I had done more work than that. Okay, so I saw the pilot moved. I saw the Warhammer moved. Let's see, the Paramour is immobile. The Gifty is immobile. It's really just the Scavenger Mech and the Shadowhawk need to make it across the board, and then we can call it a win. And hopefully we don't lose any peeps between now and then. We'll move our Warhammer into these heavy woods, which gives us medium range on their Warhammer. Their Warhammer has a 4/4 pilot. This Dragon has a 4/4 pilot as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the heavy woods, and I'll go ahead and turn, just so I don't have to do that next turn. Grasshopper. I think we're going to jump into these heavy woods. Because, well, we could run. Yeah, running might make more sense. It's less heat, it's less of a targeting penalty, and we're 3 hexes from this Warhammer, which is medium laser range, which is kind of where we want to be against him. We don't want to get too much closer because he's got those small lasers and machine guns, which is partially offset by the minimum range on his PPCs. Oh, the Guillotine stood up at a run, moved 1 hex, and turns his back to Tentacle Shogun, who will, I think, stand still again. And the Orion, which is definitely worse for the wear against this Warhammer. We've got no head armor, but other than that, not looking too terrible. The right side is not looking good. We can't see the Thunderbolt from there. The Warhammer can see us, but I think he's got bigger problems on his mind. We could... Oh no, we can't because we're overheating. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes from this Warhammer, which is medium range for most of his stuff. Short range for his PPCs. gives us pretty much the same. Medium range for the LB10X, or sorry, short range for the LBX, medium range for the lasers and SRMs. We'll see how this turns out. It might be a mistake. All right, we've got Panther 83 destroyed by ejection. We knew that was going to happen. That one again was going to Victor Rama in the Grasshopper. Shadowhawk needs a 6 for entering depth 1 water, gets an 8. Guillotine needs a 5 to stand up. Panther needs a 3 for entering depth 1 water. Everyone succeeds. I guess not everyone succeeds. There's a failure up here on this ejection, but yeah, he takes 1 hit for that. Sorry, she, I guess, Madison. Alright, let's start over here. We've got the Warhammer on 5s and 7s. And that'll be, the LRMs will be silent. The SRM's on a 7. Actually, the LRM's on an 8's not bad, but I'm not going up to 8 heat for it. I'll do that instead. We've got Scarponi taking fire from the Panther. We've got the Warhammer is actually firing on the Paramour, not the Grasshopper. Interesting. We've got the Shadowhawk firing on the Dragon as well. I think I'd rather avoid this Panther if I could and just try to take out this Warhammer. Or maybe the Dragon. We've got the Warhammer on 7s, we've got the Dragon on 6s. Yeah, we'll try 6s and 8s. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 medium lasers on 8s. Yeah, I feel like this Warhammer is finally getting into range where his medium lasers are useful, and I feel like that's where this Warhammer is most comfortable, at medium laser range. So we'll go ahead and commit to that. We've got the guillotine in the back on 5s. We'll do 3 of those just to soften him up, and then we'll do 3 SRMs to put us at 2 heat. We've got the Grasshopper on the Warhammer. We're going to fire everything but 1 large and 1 medium, I think, is what we can do. Oh, we can fire everything but 1 large. And we needed... I wasn't even paying attention. What do we need on that? We need 6s. Oh, that Warhammer is going to take so much damage. Alright, Shadowhawk missing on 8s and 10s. The Orion hitting the Warhammer in the right torso with the LBX. Medium lasers to the right arm and right torso, critting on a medium laser. 5 SRMs to the right leg and arm, to the left arm, to the center torso. Down to 5 points on that leg, down to 6 points on that left arm. Warhammer at the Paramour hits him with a PPC to the left side, stunning the crew. Hits him with medium lasers, immobilizing the vehicle twice. The small laser misses. The machine guns both hit the left side. He's down to 1 armor, and his engine is completely destroyed. Panther at our Warhammer hits with 2 SRMs to the left arm and right torso. Our Warhammer at their Dragon, missing with the PPC, missing with the first 2 medium lasers. That's 1 medium laser to the right arm and a glancing blow off the left leg is all we got. 7 damage. Boy, was I wrong about how much damage we were going to deal to that Dragon. Their Warhammer at our Orion hits him in the left leg and left arm with a PPC and a medium laser, down to 17 armor on that arm. 3 SRMs to the right arm, right torso, left torso. That right torso is down to 5. Guillotine at the Paramour hits him in the ammunition, blows up the Paramour. That is 1 of our units officially dead. Marauder at the Guillotine hits him in that right torso rear with a pulse laser again. Hits him in the left arm and center torso rear with pulse lasers. SRMs to the right leg, destroying it. To the right torso rear, critting on a heat sink and a laser. Left arm critical for no effect. Center torso rear down to 4 armor. Hit him in the head. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 5. Hit him in the left leg twice. So yeah, those SRMs were worth it. 2 heat sinks, a laser, destroyed his leg. He might be ejecting. Let's go ahead. We'll do 73 killed 79. Yeah, I can tell you guys can hear that. But yeah, he legged the guillotine, which might be the same as a kill. The dragon missing on 7s, 8s, and 9s. The thunderbolt missing on 12s and 11s. Grasshopper at Warhammer number 84 hits him in the right arm and left leg with large lasers. Hits him in the right arm, right leg, and right torso with medium lasers. The right torso again, center torso again. Both of those down to 7 armor. The Orion needs a 4, gets an 11. The Guillotine goes down, takes 7 damage to the right leg, which transfers to the right torso. 2 more transfers to the right torso. Needs an 11 to avoid damage, gets a 10. Needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 6. Both of the enemy Warhammers need 6s to stay standing, and they both get 7s. We're going to kick this Guillotine in the rear on the right side table. We kicked him in the right torso, leaving him with 0 armor. That leaves our Warhammer at 4 heat, our Grasshopper at 4 heat, the Orion's at 3, and the Marauders at 2. So we're all right in that range where I like to be, that 2 to 4 heat range. Their Dragon is at 0 heat, their Guillotine is at 8, their Thunderbolt is at 4, the Warhammers are at 5 and 7, and their remaining Panther is at 2 heat. We've got fire and heavy smoke still burning. We've got them down to 70.92% of their forces. They've got us down to 90.7% of ours. We've won initiative going into round 11. The Scavenger Mech has moved. The pilots have both moved. Let's see, the Orion. If he falls down, his head is gonna flood, and we can't have that. Excuse me. Let's start with maybe the Grasshopper. Yeah, let's get into kicking distance of this Warhammer. His legs are still fairly strong, but we can get in under his PPCs. We've got more lasers than he does. We should be able to knock him down, I think. If not, we can always kick him. Let's see, the Marauder, I think, is done messing around with this Guillotine. We're just going to, I think, walk this turn. Because we can't make it into the heavy woods. Okay, the Shadowhawk is going to make it off the board in another couple of turns. Scarponi can take shots at this Panther and still be moderately evasive, still be hanging out in the woods. Maybe take a shot at this Warhammer. I think the Grasshopper's got him, though. In a one-on-one, that Grasshopper's in much better condition. The Orion. Do we get in close to the Warhammer? If we fall down, we're dead. Or at the very least, we're gonna need rescue. I say we do it. We've got more medium lasers. We need a 2 to stay standing. Alright, Scavenger Mech needs a 3, gets a 7. Orion needs a 2, gets an 8. Let's go ahead and start with that Orion, because why not? We will start... We'll do some cluster munitions, since he is opened up on that right torso. But we're going to start with some medium lasers. We're going to skip the LRM, we'll do the SRM, and we'll do the LBX, and that makes us heat neutral. Oh, the Guillotine did not eject, did not move. Might be about to take some shots at Tentacle Shogun. Like the Panther. Panther needs 4s and 7s. Jeez. Why is it a difference of 3 and not 2? Oh, because Panther gets the short range targeting quirk. We have him on 4s. So I think we skip both PPCs and just do straight medium lasers and smalls on 4s and 6s. We'll go up to 4 heat to try to neutralize this Panther in 1 turn. Maybe we can knock him down and breach his hull. Tentacle Shogun taking fire from the guillotine and the Panther. If we can hit him in the right torso, which is unlikely, I think. Well, with the right leg destroyed, it's a little more likely. We will skip the pulses, and we'll just go straight SRMs on him. We'll go up to 3 heat for that, and hopefully we'll catch something good with those crits. Grasshopper at the Warhammer, that's going to be everything but 2 large lasers, I think. Be heat neutral. That's left arm, left torso, right torso. That's 6 medium lasers. That's 30 damage on pretty good odds. Plus the large. Yeah, we'll do that. Their Warhammer at our Grasshopper hits him in the left leg with a medium laser, small lasers to the right leg and left torso, machine guns to the left leg and right leg, and 3 SRMs to the arms and the left leg. Our Orion at their Warhammer hits him in the right leg, left torso down to 5 structure, right leg down to 10 structure. 4 SRMs to the left torso, center torso, and left leg. LBX ammo, or cluster ammo, goes everywhere, but not where I needed it to. The left torso and left arm are both down to 5 armor. Panther at the Marauder hits a solid hit with the PPC to the center torso down to 19 armor and 2 SRMs to the left arm. Our Warhammer at their Panther hits him in the left arm, left torso, center torso, left torso down to 0, right arm down to 5, right arm down to 2, right arm down to 5 structure, right torso down to 7 armor, center torso down to 3 armor. So we've opened up his right arm. If he goes down, he's gonna lose his PPC. And if he hits the center torso on the way down, he might get the kill. Their Warhammer at our Orion hits him in the left arm with a PPC down to 7, medium laser to the left arm down to 2, small laser to the center torso, machine gun to the center torso, SRMs to the arms and the center torso. That left arm is down to 0 armor. Guillotine at the Marauder hits him in the left torso with a large laser, glancing blow, 14 structure remaining, medium laser to the left leg. Marauder at the Guillotine, firing SRMs, rolls a 3, a 5, and a 5 for the first 3 SRMs, so that is no love there. Hit him for a total of 8 SRMs to the right leg, right torso down to 1 structure, left torso twice, left leg, left arm, right leg transferring into the right torso, which does blow off his right arm. 4 more SRMs to the center torso, left arm, and torso. Dragon missing the Grasshopper with the autocannon, hitting him in the center torso with a medium laser, down to 25 armor there. Thunderbolt missing on 9s and 11s. The Grasshopper at the Warhammer, a large laser to the left torso, medium lasers to the right leg, right leg down to 0 armor, right torso down to 2, center torso down to 2, left torso down to 4. Our Marauder needs a 5, gets a 5. Our Orion needs a 4, gets a 9. Our Grasshopper needs a 4, gets a 6. So we lucked out there. We didn't need very difficult rolls, but we did make them all. Their Warhammer needs a 6, gets an 8. Their Panther needs a 6, gets a 3. Takes 2 to the right torso. Does not breach the right torso, but does breach the left torso, the left arm, and the right arm. Needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot. Gets a 7. And then their Warhammer needs a 5, gets an 11. So that Panther is now, I think, that SRM ammo is also destroyed because of that left torso breach. So I think that Panther is completely disarmed. If so, I'm gonna have to give that one to our Warhammer, I think. It's gonna be 43, gets 82. If he ejects. If not, well, we'll play it by ear. The Grasshopper getting kicked by the Warhammer, returning the kick on a 3. We kicked him in the, or no, he kicked us in the right leg for 14. We missed him with a pair of snake eyes. Then we need 3s to stay standing twice. We get an 8 and a 10. Our Warhammer's at 4 heat. Our Marauder's at 3 heat. Their Guillotine and their Warhammer are at 2. Their Thunderbolt is at 3. Their other Warhammer is at 5. Time for some different dice. Yeah. If I could pick up a different set of dice, I absolutely would. They've got us down to 86%. We've got them down to 61%. I don't think is a fair assessment, considering that we've put a serious hurting on them. Alright, first things first. Well, no. What is our first thing first here? We've got a Thunderbolt, a Dragon, and a Warhammer up here, which are all kind of... 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we go here for a turn? We're not badly damaged. I don't think we really need to worry too much about being evasive, since they're not really targeting Scarponi. We'll go ahead and move him first. Tentacle Shogun. Oh, that Warhammer is turning tail. He's still fully armed. What, is he going for the Gifty? Either way, I'm not going to let him get away with it. We're going to take some back shots. Do we want to kick or do we want to walk? I think we want to walk in this case. Kicking has not served us very well. Alright. Shadowhawk is off the board next turn. Scavenger Mech is holding back, trying to be a target, it looks like. Tentacle Shogun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's medium range for the SRMs. That's long range for the pulse lasers. Either way, it's not great. Maybe it's time to take on the dragon. We'll be in the heavy woods if nothing else, and our left side should be relatively protected. We'll get in even closer under his guns. Do we want to turn our side to him? The left arm is breached. The left leg is pretty strong. That's still actually going to be in our front arc, if I'm not mistaken, though. Alright, Guillotine ejected. Scavenger Mech needs a 3, gets a 6. Panther needs a 4, gets an 8. Panther needs a 3, gets a 7. Pilot destroyed by fire. What was the pilot doing in some fire? Oh, the Guillotine pilot ejected into the burning woods. That's what he's doing in the fire. Well, Scarponi has, it looks like, just shots on this guy on 7s. We'll take both of those. That puts us at 4 heat. We'll follow that with the Orion. Do we go cluster again? Need 3s. He's open on the right torso and the right leg. And he's about to be open in a few more places. We'll throw in the LRM, we'll throw in the SRM, we'll throw in the LBX on cluster munitions. That puts us at 2 heat. Tentacle Shogun at the Warhammer needs 8s. If I can click it right. Needs 8s. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll go up to 4 heat for some 8s, and then the Grasshopper into the rear. We're starting at 1 heat. We'll do 2 larges. And we'll do all 6 mediums. If that doesn't kill that Warhammer, I don't know what will. Meanwhile, the dragon is going after the Jifty. Nice that he's distracted. He only needs 4s and 8s. Alright, Shadowhawk missing on 11. Scarponi hitting the enemy Warhammer in the center torso and the right arm. Nice. That's going to be a PSR right there. Enemy Warhammer firing at the Marauder hits him in the right torso for 10, down to 6 armor. The Orion at the Warhammer hits him in the right leg, hits him in the center torso, hits him in the left leg. That right leg is down to 5 structure, and we're internal on the center torso. 4 SRMs to the center torso for no crit. Right leg for a hip and a heat sink hit. And the left torso. LBX cluster munition hits with 6. And the last one hits that right leg. The Warhammer's been legged. And we're giving that one to the Orion. Orion is 12. I'm assuming the Warhammer is going to eject now that he's legless. Enemy Warhammer at our Orion hits him in the right leg, hits him in the left arm, critting on the shoulder and the upper arm. Small lasers to the left torso and right leg, critting on his lower leg and foot. Machine gun to the left torso, center torso. 3 SRMs to the right leg, left arm, down to 4 armor on that right arm. Our Marauder at their Warhammer on 8s, hitting with 3 SRMs to the right leg, critting on 2 heat sinks, the upper leg and the foot. SRMs to the left leg, left arm, left torso. The Dragon hits the Jifty in the front with the autocannon 5, hits with 6 LRMs to the front, down to 7 armor. Thunderbolt at the Shadowhawk hits with 12 LRMs to the left torso and left arm, but it doesn't matter, he's gone next turn anyway. And finally, our Grasshopper into the back of the Warhammer hits him in the right leg with a large laser, hits him in the left arm with the other. Right, left, and center torso rear with medium lasers. Medium laser to the right torso rear goes internal but doesn't get the crit. Orion needs a 6 due to all the damage he took. Gets a 4. Falls on his right side, takes 8 damage to the right leg and right torso, critting on his upper leg down to 1 structure. Needs a 6 to avoid damage, gets an 8. Warhammer automatically falls, takes 7 to the center torso and right arm. Needs a 3 to stay conscious and gets a 2 and blacks out. Other Warhammer needs a 10, gets a 5, falls on his right arm and left leg. Going internal but not getting the crit. Needs a 10 to avoid damage, gets an 8. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 9. Alright, so both Warhammers are nearly out of the fight. The Dragon and the Thunderbolt are the next biggest threats. If we can avoid that Panther. Wait, that Panther has no weapons. Not worried about the Panther anymore. They've got us down to 79%. We've got them down to 46%. Shadowhawk has not fled yet. Neither has the Scavenger Mech. The Orion. Okay, Warhammer's immobile. If we get up, facing that way, need a 6. If we fail, there's a good chance we'll break that leg. Which would mean that we'd need 8s after that. Alright, we'll try it. Oh, we got up. We did get up. Scarponi, I think, is going to start coming after this Thunderbolt over here. He can be moderately evasive and still get eyes on this Warhammer until next turn. Oh, the dragon is jumping in to try to get it on top of this thing. We've got him at medium range with the pulse lasers, which is basically short range for another weapon. Yeah, we can be shooting him in his left side, which is his strong side. But yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We're gonna stand still with him and the grasshopper, Victor Rama, can jump in behind the dragon and try to get some back shots. The Orion needs a 6, gets an 11. The Panther needs a 3, gets an 11. The Shadowhawk flees the battlefield. Warhammer gets up, needs a 6, gets a 9. Warhammer runs with a damaged hip, needs a 6, gets an 8. Alright, let's start with this Orion. We've got him immobile and prone because he's unconscious. Do we just go for the center torso? On 2s, yeah, we're just going to try to obliterate him. We'll skip the LRMs. We'll go ahead and fire the SRMs. That puts us at 1 heat, which is fine. Let's see, the Marauder at the Dragon on 5s. Also got the Panther on 3s, but we're not worried about him. We're worried about this Dragon. 5s, that means a 7 for a solid hit. And we'll throw in an SRM 6 just to put us at 4 heat. We'll follow that with the Grasshopper on 8s. That's not what I was hoping for. Meanwhile, this if we kick this Warhammer, he's more than likely going down again. So yeah, we'll concentrate our fire onto the back of the dragon. We'll do 1 large and all the mediums. That puts us heat neutral again. And finally, last but not least, we've got Scarponi. We'll fire his left PPC at the Thunderbolt and his right PPC at the Warhammer. No, I want better than a pair of 7s. We'll do a PPC on 7s and then as many medium lasers as we can fit, which is all but 3 of them. Alright, the Orion at the Warhammer hits him in the center torso with the autocannon and a medium laser, which kills the Warhammer. No need to make a note. That's a solid direct kill. Their Warhammer at our Scavenger Mech hits him in the front right leg and the right torso with medium lasers. Hits him in the front left leg with a small laser. Machine gun to the left torso and the front right leg, down to 6 armor there. Marauder at the Dragon hits. Wow. I'd say we've got some new dice. That's 4 solid hits and a glancing blow out of 5. And then a solid hit with the SRMs. That's the left torso, left arm, left leg down to 4 armor, left arm down to 5 armor, and 3 SRMs to the center torso and left torso. Follow that with the Grasshopper into his back, glancing a blow off the left arm, solid hit to the left torso rear. Nothing else from that. The Dragon missing the Orion on 8s and 10s. The Warhammer at the Thunderbolt hits him in the center torso for 10. Down to 20 armor there. Hits him in the left leg and right leg with medium lasers, down to 24 armor there. The Thunderbolt at the Warhammer hits him in the right leg with a medium laser. Hits the salvage mech with 9 LRMs to the right rear leg and the front left leg, down to 8 and 6 there. Scavenger mech was sprinting this turn. Wow, he is slow. Needs a 7, gets a 3, falls on its rear, takes 5 damage to the front right leg and 3 to the center torso rear, down to 1 and 2 armor there. Needs a 7 to avoid damage, gets a 12. We'll also have to make a piloting check in order to keep the mech running. Dragon needs a 6, gets a 7. Thunderbolt needs a 7, gets an 8. we can kick this Warhammer, hopefully in his left leg. We got him on a 4. He kicked us. We kicked him in the left leg, which destroys it and transfers into the left torso. That's going to be another note. That's going to be Grasshopper killed Warhammer. Warhammer punches the Grasshopper in the center torso for 7, leaving us with 18 armor there. He falls down, takes 7 to the left arm and left torso, critting on his machine gun. Needs a 12 to avoid damage, needs a 5 to stay conscious, gets a 6. Okay, so this battle is starting to turn around. He said right before reading everything that was on the screen. Let's see, our Warhammer and our Marauder are both at 4 heat. Our Orion is at 1 heat. Their Thunderbolt is at 4 heat. Their Warhammer is at 9 heat. Everyone else is running pretty cool. Scavenger Mech needs to avoid critical damage due to falling. Okay, so it does not need a piloting check to keep it running, just extra crits for falling. And that's the hip and the upper leg, which means he's going to need like 9s to get back up. Because his piloting is only 6. We've got them down to 37%. They've got 5 units remaining, including, I think, 2 pilots. 1 pilot, maybe. Now I'm thinking, and if you guys disagree, let me know. But I'm thinking that if we completely obliterate the entire Op 4, we can get some recovery vehicles in here and get this Jifty off the field in the direction it was going. Which, I mean, obviously if we obliterate all of the enemies, we'll have achieved our victory conditions. But if we could get an extra support point for that, that would be nice. But it does feel a little unfair, so I'll leave that up to you guys. Let's see, the Orion, with its badly busted right leg, is going to spend his 1 movement point walking to do that. Let's see, the Warhammer did not eject. Did not move. Can we back up into his rear? We can get some mechs to drag it across the victory line. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we have a salvage mech. We have... what all do we have, actually? Move here to our TO and E, to the rear echelon, to rescue and recovery. We've got the engineering mech, we've got a logger mech, we've got a salvage mech, and we've got a mining mech. So if nothing else, I think the salvage mech, which is an 80 tonner with looks like 12 tons of cargo space. Actually, doesn't say anything about a hoist or lift equipment or anything, or even more than 12 tons of cargo space. And it's only got 2 heat sinks. Wow. But yeah, I feel like we can, if we can obliterate all of the enemies, we can team up, we can get this Jifty across the finish line. No engine should make it lighter. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to back the Grasshopper up into the rear arc of this Warhammer and try to finish him off before he can do any more damage. Let's see, Scarponi might be wanting to stay still and hang out in these heavy woods so he doesn't take any more damage. He's still got the SRMs and the pulse lasers. Like, it's still a fully functioning mech, it's just got no armor. It looks like we've lost initiative, which means I've got to move Scarponi before they move the Dragon and the Thunderbolt. Oh. Shogun. Sorry, did I say shotgun? Or did I say something else? Or was I calling him Scarponi? Scarponi's over here. That's my bad. Speaking of which, we do need to move our last mech. Scarponi and the Marauder. Yeah, my bad. I apologize. So where do we put Scarponi? I want to engage this Thunderbolt. He's slightly damaged. We're slightly damaged. For a long time. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. If you'd like, we could trade you and Tentacle Shogun into each other's mechs. If you want to be back into a Marauder. Actually, do we have a spare Marauder we can get you into? I doubt it, but let me check. No. No, we do have a spare. Well, we have a Stalker we could put you in. But in the meantime, we run into these woods, try to be a little evasive, try to get all up in the Thunderbolt. Oh, he turned. He moved. Scavenger Mech needs a 6. Actually, only needed a 6. Gets the 7, so he's standing. We're gonna have the Thunderbolt on 8s because he's not gonna be in the same arc as our primary target. Which is gonna be the Warhammer on a 9. Yeah, that's gonna be a 9 and an 8, I think. That's a 9. Still says it needs a 6. I don't buy it. Once you get NSR 9FC or 9J maybe. I'm not at all familiar with whatever mech you're talking about. Is that NSR? What a night gear. I don't know. Night Star. Figured it was night something. I just wasn't sure. So we've got the Panther on 3s. We'll go ahead and be heat neutral. We got the Orion has the Thunderbolt on a 9 as well. Actually, we can throw in some clusters, get him on an 8. Hopefully we'll have opened up some holes in him by then. Probably not, but we can hope. That's a 9 with the LRMs. That's an 8 with the LBX. The Grasshopper into the back of the Warhammer. 95 tonner with clan tech. He's fantasizing. I see. We've got the Warhammer on 2s. We can go ahead and finish him off. I'm thinking 1 large and all the mediums. That'll put us at 5 heat under. Get in another large. Be heat neutral with one of the mediums quiet. Alright, our Warhammer missing on 9s and 8s, as predicted. Our Marauder at the Panther hits him, would have been the left leg. Hit him in the left arm for the shoulder, hit him in the right torso, left arm destroyed, transfer into the left torso. Left torso, leaving 1 structure, critting on the SRM ammo, which he flooded out his left torso. So I guess that that flooded ammo is still explosive. Good to know. But that's a solid kill. Their Warhammer at our Marauder missing on a 9. Our Orion at the Thunderbolt hits, would have hit actually with solid slug ammo. But hits with 8 pellets to the right torso rear, center torso rear, and the head. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 9. The Night Star is the third in the Marauder series. The Marauder, the Maelstrom, and the Night Star, which was the Assault. 9J factory setting was two Gauss rifles, an ERPBC, and 2 medium lasers. 2 Gauss rifles and ERPBC. That's some serious damage output right there. That's 40 points even with inner sphere tech. Let's see. Next, we've got the Grasshopper into the back of the Warhammer. Hits him in the left torso rear, center torso rear, left torso rear, right arm, right leg destroyed, right torso rear, center torso rear, left torso rear destroyed, center torso rear, critical hit on the engine. That was... yeah. I'd already made a note that the Grasshopper was working on this Warhammer. The Dragon hitting the Marauder in the left arm for 2. Thunderbolt hitting the Scavenger Mech in the left torso and right rear left leg down to 3 and 8 in those locations. Hits the Grasshopper with 9 LRMs to the right torso and left torso. Nobody took 20 plus damage. But we are going to kick this Warhammer in the rear on a 0. We destroyed him by kicking him in the left torso rear, which transfers to the center torso rear. The Dragon kicks us in the right leg, which goes internal and crits on a jump jack. We need a 3 to stay standing, we get a 7. We've still got the Dragon and the Thunderbolt. We've still got all of our mechs. The Warhammer's at 4 heat. Everyone else is running cool. The Thunderbolt is at 5. We've got them down to 26%. They've got us down to 77%. And we have 1 initiative going into round 15. Okay, that was a pilot. This is a pilot. Oh, pilots can survive in water, apparently. I'm thinking you're just gonna continue walking. You're going to continue standing still. Grasshopper is now a 583. How about we jump to here, where we can be kind of evasive and not... Oh, they can't be captured either? Oh, when they're on the water? I wasn't too worried about capturing them, to be honest. Oh, we can back up and be right in his rear arc. Oh, that's lovely. And the Dragon has skedaddled. Let's go ahead. We'll start with the Orion. And hit the Dragon on a 10. We'll try that. And then, oh wait. Yeah, we're still using cluster munition. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be the LRMs on an 11. And the LBX on a 10. Neither one of those is going to hit, but you never know if you don't try. The Marauder doesn't have anyone in range of the pulse lasers or the flamer. We've got the Thunderbolt on 9s. We'll go ahead and unload that. We've got the Grasshopper on the Dragon on 9s. We've got the Thunderbolt on 10s. We'll go for the Dragon then. And we'll throw in a couple of 11s just to use up those heat sinks. And last but certainly not least, that's going to be into the back of the Thunderbolt with a slew of medium lasers and a slew of small lasers, all on 4s. 4 heat. 4 heat works for me. Alright, the Orion missing on 11s and 10s. The Marauder missing on... Oh, not missing on all of them. Hits the Thunderbolt in the left arm, and right torso with 3 SRMs. Grasshopper at the Dragon, missing on 9s and 11s. The Dragon at the Warhammer hits him in the right leg with an autocannon 5. 6 LRMs to the left leg and center torso. Warhammer at the Thunderbolt. Hits him in the right leg. Hits him in the left torso rear down to 1 armor. Right arm. Head down to 3 armor. Needs a 5 to stay conscious. Gets a 7. Right leg down to 8, center torso rear down to 4, left torso rear internal, critting on a medium, right arm, head with a small laser, needs a 7 to stay conscious, gets a 4. So the Thunderbolt is now unconscious. That's the left arm, that's the left torso rear, right torso rear down to 1 armor, right arm critical, critting on the upper arm. Thunderbolt at the Scavenger Mech hits him in the center torso and left torso with medium lasers. Going internal. Machine guns at the Warhammer to the left leg and center torso. The LRM-15 missing on a 5. Thunderbolt automatically falls. Takes 7 damage to the right arm and left torso rear, critting on another medium laser. Cannot avoid damage. Takes a 4th hit, so he's going to need a 10 to regain consciousness. And we will kick him on a -3. I kicked him in the chest. He's down to 6 armor there. Let's see. Warhammer's at 4 heat. Grasshopper's at 1 heat. Everyone else is running cool. Their Thunderbolt is at 2 heat, but that's not going to be a problem for him for much longer. They're down to 22%. We're down to 76%. Let's see. We've got the Orion. The Orion see anything? The Orion cannot see anything. Maybe we run this turn. Does that give us eyes on? Gives us eyes on the dragon if he doesn't move. Marauder will continue standing still. The Grasshopper will advance on the dragon, who hopefully is fixated on the Scavenger Mech, but apparently no, he wants to turn his back towards us. We'll go ahead, we'll get within 6 hexes of him. That's medium range for all of our lasers. Alright, at the dragon, we've got a 5. And a bunch of 7s. We'll go up to 6 heat. We'll go up to... We're not going up to 9 heat. I don't want that targeting penalty. We've got him on 8s with the pulse lasers. Or 8s with the SRMs. What kind of shape is he in? What kind of shape is he gonna be in? Maybe we could go internal on his arms. We'll throw in a pulse laser. Just 1 on an 8. Just to put us at 4 heat over. The Orion hasn't got a target on anyone. The Grasshopper has the back of the dragon on 5s. We will... Maybe not a full burn, but we'll go up to 4 heat. I saw a mobile, no gyro. Warhammer hits him in the head, glancing blow to the head critical, critting on his life support, forcing a first consciousness check. Medium lasers glancing off the center torso, times 2, down to 14 armor there. Left leg for 2, and 2 more, down to 0 armor. Left torso for 5, down to 3 armor. The Marauder, missing with the pulse laser. That's going to be SRMs to the right arm, left torso, right leg, left arm, left torso for the LRM ammo. The dragon is down. The dragon returns fire, hits us in the center torso with an autocannon 5. The Grasshopper firing ineffectually at the dragon, which is already dead. We're not going to kick the pilot. That just leaves the Thunderbolt, which is unconscious and unlikely to regain consciousness. After this, it's just mopping up. Alright, Let's go ahead and leave that to Scarponi. We'll do the center torso, rear with the mediums and the smalls. We'll go up to 6 heat, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a kill. 20 structure remaining, 15, that's the gyro hit, 10 structure, 5 structure, thunderbolt destroyed. Okay. So yeah, we can go ahead and call that a victory. We always save the salvage. So Scarponi got 1 kill, Tentacle Shogun got 2, minus, well, you know what, we'll revisit that. We did control the battlefield. We've got the Warhammer technically undamaged with the right leg down to 4 armor, but otherwise relatively good shape. Marauder, internal on the left torso, right torso down to 6, right arm down to 6, and some ammo to be reloaded. That Marauder might have too much ammo. The Orion with no head armor, center torso down to 7, right torso down to 2, left torso down to 7, right arm down to 4, left arm gonna need to be replaced, right leg down to 1 structure. Yeah, that Orion's gonna be a little while in the mech bay. And the Grasshopper with some severe damage to the right leg, but otherwise just armor. Nairn Limbrick took 3 hits, probably be in med bay for a hot minute. Alright, we've got 10% salvage. What do we want? We could pick up a Hatchetman, we could pick up a Guillotine. The Guillotine would put us way over, the Hatchetman would not. We could pick up the Hatchetman and a Panther. We could pick up a Hatchetman or a Panther. The Hatchetman ejected. Center torso's busted, needs a left arm. We could upgrade that. We could put an LB10X in place of the autocannon. Could do the Hatchetman and then the Guillotine. Could, yes, but that would put us... that would put us at 27%, whereas we're supposed to be down at 10%. Do we really need a Guillotine? It's not gonna take a look. Do we need a Guillotine? I think we already have a Guillotine, actually. I'm pretty sure we do. I think I'm just gonna stick with the Hatchman. That leaves us at 8% salvage percentage. Who did we capture? We captured the Warhammer pilot. I'm gonna say we captured one of the Panther pilots because they were floating in the water ready for pickup when we were there towing the Jifty across the battlefield. So that's gonna be 2 captured pilots, both of whom are wounded. Alright, now we're not gonna claim the Jifty as a kill. We're not gonna claim pilot Minuel Peck as a kill either. Panther 83 goes to Victor Rama. Scavenger Mech we're not going to claim. The Hatchetman goes to Nairn Limbrick. The Paramour we're not going to claim. And the Guillotine goes to Wayne Henshaw. Alright, so it looks like MVP is Wayne Henshaw with 3 kills. The Panther, the Dragon, and the Guillotine. That's 3 serious kills there. Second place goes to Victor Rama and the Grasshopper with the Warhammer and the Panther, tied with Nairn Limbrick, who got the Warhammer and the Hatchetman, with Scarponi in third with the Thunderbolt kill. Sound good? Reached the west edge. The Shadowhawk made it across, and we were able to tow the Jifty. Wait, the Scavenger Mech made it across too. We're not going to take the support point for the Jifty. As much as well, Yeah, I'm gonna say that our employers did not give us credit for towing the Jifty across. We'll get 2 support points, but I'm not trying to be greedy. 2 support points is plenty. That's enough to reinforce 2 battles with an entire lance. So I'm happy with that. And we did force withdrawal of the entire enemy component. That is going to be a decisive victory. A costly one, but decisive one. Alright, so the hatchetman is going to need a tech. We're going to need some repairs. We can go ahead and get started on the hatchetman at least, because it's going to be a couple days before our people come back. We'll have Ediborg. No, we don't need Ediborg working on that. We can have B working on that, or we can have Penny do that in one day. Yeah, I like that. The right torso will have one of our veterans do that on a 4. That'll be Veronica. No, I guess that'll be B. Barely made it on a 4. The right arm, that one might be Ediborg or Chris. Yeah, we'll have Chris do that one. We'll have Ediborg do, well, Ediborg can do more than one, I think. Because we can knock one out in 270 minutes. We can knock this one out in 90 minutes. Wow. Oh, man. That, internal specialist is super helpful. We were gonna have, not Susan, we're gonna have Lonnie doing the armor replacements on 5s, as long as he's got time left. A big job. Wish he'd have knocked that out on at least the second try. Okay, so we still need a cockpit, we still need a left arm installed, and the gyro fixed. That left arm is going to take a couple of days. We'll have Ediborg get started on that. The gyro also going to be a bigger job. I would like to have Fred Modry working on that. That'll take about 4 days at this rate. Who did we have doing armor? That was Zulfikar, I guess. The cockpit we can have, I think, regular dude. No, I want a veteran doing that. We'll have well, Veronica's gonna take the better part of a week working on that. Might as well get started on it now. The foot actuator, actually we can have all of these actuators at ×3 and have regular techs doing that. So we'll have Kostya 3, sure. Alright, that is everything that can be getting worked on is getting worked on. A couple things are gonna be a few days. But we've done what we can for now. Let's see, the infirmary. We've got Nairn Limbrick with a laceration on her head, some cuts on her left arm, and a sprained left leg. We'll go ahead and send her to Delphine. Yoshimasa Tugyu is going there as well, and prisoner Madison Lips is going there. And then I think that's about all we can knock out in one day. Oh. Yeah, Tentacle Shogun now has 43 XP, which is enough to improve gunnery. which makes him a 2/4, which means that he just needs another 18 XP to be an elite mech warrior, which is fantastic. Of course, we could always just spend that XP on some SPAs, which don't increase his battle value. We've also got, who else was in that last battle? Victor Rama's at 16. Scarponi is at 16. Nairn is at 13. And Wayne Henshaw is down to 3 now. Okay, so. So Aleutian Lance is still deployed. They've got a mission tomorrow. Let's go ahead and scope that out real quick. This is going to be... We've got a convoy of 4, a Daedalus, a Merkava, a Crosscut, and a Lumberjack. We've got primary op 4 of 1, 2, 3, 4 lances. We've got a pair of allied bombers, a Guardian, and a heavy strike fighter Meteor. We've got 8 platoons of local infantry, including some field gunner autocannon 20 and a field gunner autocannon 10. Nice. And the enemy reinforcements, they've got a javelin, a fire javelin, a marauder, and a griffin. But honestly, it's this list up here that I'm more worried about. That's an LRM carrier, that's a 1-3 and a vedette. That is just all kinds of tanks against our little 4 old mechs. We will see how this goes. Go ahead and save this. Oh, right, we still need to maintain that hatchetman. We'll give that ×3 just at a minimum, and we'll give that to regular. Let's give that to high. And now it should let us advance the day without any pop-ups. Okay, so scenario convoy escort is today. Good deal. Maintenance on the logger mech. No change there. Maintenance on the thumper. No change there. We fixed the right arm on the hatchetman. The gyro and the left arm are going to be another little bit. The cockpit's going to be a little while. Let's see. The Wolverine customization is going to be 19,000 minutes. The Archer is going to be 10,000 minutes. The Cronus is going to be 16,000 minutes. And the Warhammer is down to less than 10 days. And at that point, I think we have no choice but to start this. Oh, hold on. Let's check out these objectives real quick first. Escort the Allied convoy across the map or rout the attacking force. Additional Allied support will be provided. Improved coordination allows friendly reinforcements to deploy quicker. Allied bombers will be supporting. Planetary garrison infantry have been reported in the area. Hostile mechs are approaching the area. 50% of the following force must reach the far edge of the map, that is, convoy. Preserve convoy units to receive a support point per surviving unit. Crippled units only count if the opposing force is routed. Okay, so actually, yeah, we should have given ourselves that last point. We can add a support point. Okay, that's fair. Or we can destroy or rout 50% of the primary op 4, which, again, is quite the list. Fortunately, most of them are pretty small as far as point value wise. Now, we do have a reroll. We're playing in the Wetlands Swamp, 40 by 50, Daylight Clear Calm with a reroll. We might be re-rolling parts of the map. Go compact display. Let's sort by battle value. Okay. So we've got Ian Turtle, aka Tortoise, in the Spider. We've got Zero Chew in the Quick Draw. We've got Vernita in the Wolverine. We've got Stiletto in the Cronus. The Spider is by far the smallest unit on our force. We do have the Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor, which has an autocannon 10 and 8 SRMs, and the Guardian Fighter B, which has a medium laser. It's a bomber though, right? Inferno bombs, 4. Okay, that's kind of cool. Of the enemy forces, it looks like the Merkava is the big bad. Wait, no. No, the Free Wrestle Hug is our team. Sorry. Draconis Combine. Okay, so the Marauder is the big bad with the 4/6 pilot. That's the 3D Marauder, which is the not a standard Marauder. It replaces the autocannon with a large laser. Presumably, it has even more heat problems. It can fire both PBCs, but that's the extent of it. It also, I think, is slightly... No, it's... I think the standard Marauder has 184 armor, so it's just as heavily armored as standard. Follow that with the Griffin, also with a 4/6 pilot. LRM-10 PPC. We've got the Fire Javelin, followed by the Vedette with the 1/3 pilot. Has better heat sinks than the 3R, though not by much. 4 heat sinks is pretty substantial. The standard Marauder has 16, this one has 20, which means that it can fire its PPCs consistently, which the stock variant cannot. So I would say that's pretty significant. But mainly, they just outnumber us by a whole lot. We're deploying in the west, the Convoy is deploying in the west, Allied bombers are deploying in the west, primary OPFOR deploying in the east, local infantry deploying in the center, reinforcements deploying in the northeast. Let's check out this map. I'm seeing quite a lot of swamp, and honestly, I don't like the prospect of bogging down halfway across the map. So we're going to spend our 1 reroll, bringing the swamps down to a medium level. And that looks much more manageable. All right, let's do this. We've 1 initiative for deployment. I didn't happen to notice how soon the reinforcements are arriving. All right, so what are we looking at here? We've already got an industrial mech. We've got the Stevedore over here, deployed in the swamp. Round 7. Sounds about right. Did you happen to notice when the bombers are arriving too? Because that could be interesting. Thinking... Start with the Spider. We'll put him here where he can just sprint up this way. Okay, so we've got field gunners in the center. Which field gunners are these? Those are the autocannon 20 field gunners. We've got a scimitar down here, and we've got a scorpion up here. We've got the Merkava over here. $21, $21.74. Alright, the quick draw is actually the next lowest BV on our force. We'll have him start here and work his way down this way. Should be a straight shot down to here towards that scorpion. Yeah, that works, I think. Oh, we've got another industrial mech. We've got the crosscut down here. Why are the convoys spreading out so far? Why are they doing that? We'll go ahead, we'll put the Cronus down here with the crosscut, and hopefully we don't bog down crossing that swamp. The alternative is to go here and kind of jag this way and back up. Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Last but not least, our Wolverine. Oh, there's the LRM carrier. Let's see how quickly we can get across the map from here. I want to take out that LRM carrier ASAP. And yeah, I know that means that we're spread super thin, but we're not the bulk of our forces. Actually, we kind of are. It's the enemy forces that have us so much higher. Excuse me. We've won initiative going into round 1, so let's see what they're gonna do. Looks like they moved a bulldog over here. We'll have the quick draw go ahead and run to here. Hopefully we can get a shot on like a Saladin or something as it makes its way across to us. The Wolverine is going to move a solid 7 hexes. We're going for that LRM carrier, which is not going to be in range. Oh man, those infantry right there in the middle of the field, those guys are going to get obliterated. We'll have our spider come here and try to screen for them. And then of course we'll have Stiletto and the Cronus shooting across as much as possible. Alright, Daedalus needs a 5 to keep from bogging down, gets a 5. Wolverine has the Harasser on 17s. Because it moved 10 to 17 hexes, and because we're at extreme range. We've got the J-Edgar on a 17, and everything else is out of range. We've got Saladin out of range. We've got Saladin is out of range. We've got the J-Edgar on 15s. That's not gonna, oh, wow. So the Scorpion, the 2 Vedettes, and the Saladin are all taking fire, are all firing on the autocannon 10 field gunners, who, as of right now, are not returning fire. Alright, miss. LRM carrier lands 20 LRMs on the field gunners, AC 20, killing 8 of them, leaving 20 alive, which is only enough to fire 1 gun. No one's built up any heat yet. And we've lost initiative going into round 2. See if we can't do something about that LRM carrier. Quick draw, we'll scoot across as well. Needs a 4 to avoid bogging down. Looks like we got it. And Tortoise. Where did that LRM carrier? There he is. Should be 10 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Okay, that gives us long range to the LRM carrier. Ooh, that's perfect range for him though. 7 hexes. Alright, everyone succeeded their checks. We're good to go. Alright, starting with the Wolverine, I think. We got the LRM carrier on 10s. Actually, we might be able to immobilize it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the clusters on 9s. That should be all that we've got that'll reach. Got the pack rat on 14s. Alright, so yeah, the LBX is all we've got that's in range. Oh, we've got the Saladin firing at our quick draw. That's a problem. He needs a 10, we need 9s. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna need 9s and 11s. We'll dump everything on him. Hopefully we can immobilize him and make him an easier target for next turn. Get away from him, out of range of his autocannon. Tortoise at the LRM carrier. On 11s. We'll take it, I guess. And the Cronus has the LRM carrier on 13s. We've got the J. Edgar on 10s. Alright, the Vedette hits the quick draw on the chest with an autocannon 5. The Saladin missing on a 10. Wolverine hits the LRM carrier, stunning the crew and costing it some minor damage to its motive system. The Harasser landing 2 medium lasers on 10s to the Spider's left arm and right torso, down to 5 armor in both of those spots. The Vedette missing on a 9. The quick draw at the Saladin hits it in the left side, costing it half its movement points. Hits it in the front, down to 12 armor there. The Pegasus hits the Spider with 4 SRMs to the right torso and left arm, both down to 1 armor in those locations. The Scimitar missing on a 12, the Spider missing on 11s, the Tokugawa missing on 10s, the Scorpion missing on 10s, the Field Gunner's missing on an 11, and the Cronus missing on 10s. The Bulldog missing on a 12, the Merkava missing on a 12, the LRM carrier missing on 10s. And Tortoise can kick the Laser Harasser on an 8. We hit him in the front, cost him half his movement points. That was worth it. So we've got the quick draw at 2 heat. Everyone else is running cool. We're at 98.8%. Primary out4 is down to 94.9%. Allied bombers are starting at 86%. The local infantry are down to 97%. And the primary out4, yeah, 94%. I said that. We have lost initiative going into round 3. But at least our infantry got to go first. We'll start with the quick draw, I think. Move forward the full 8. That gets us 7 hexes from the LRM carrier, which is stunned. Let's see, the Tokugawa could be a threat. It's heavily armored, but it only does 2 damage at a time, so I think I'm a little less worried about that. Tortoise needs to be as evasive as possible. Can we get in behind this LRM carrier? Let's see, the Cronus. Maybe advance on the Tokugawa? It gets us 6 hexes away. Not a super big threat though. He's got autocannon 2s and machine guns and SRMs. Was machine guns, right? Yeah, a machine gun. The Tokugawa's not really a threat. The LRM carrier is a threat. The Saladin is a threat. I guess we can shoot at the Tokugawa. It's not gonna hurt anything, I don't think. We're not gonna have a better target, looks like. And the Wolverine. Maybe the Wolverine engages the Saladin. still long range. Yeah, I think that's the best shot we're gonna have. I really want that Saladin down and out. Alright, Daedalus needs a 5 to avoid bogging down, gets a 7. Wolverine, let's go ahead and we'll start by firing at the Saladin. We've got him on 10s. The quick draw came over here to fire at the LRM carrier. On 7s, that's going to be 7s and 9s. We'll go up to 4 heat against the LRM carrier. I want him dead this turn before he can do anything else. We will unload everything on him from the rear. That puts us at 3 heat. Stiletto at the Tokugawa on 6s. Alright, the Vedette landing a machine gun on the quick draw's left leg. The Wolverine missing on a 10. The Pack Rat missing on an 11. The Vedette landing a machine gun on the quick draw's left arm. The quick draw at the LRM carrier hits him in the front with the large laser. Misses with everything else. The Pack Rat missing. J. Edgar landing a medium laser on the Flamer platoon, killing 2 guys. Missing with both of its flamers, which is good. That J. Edgar is going to make short work of these infantry if I give him a chance to. The Pegasus missing on 8s except for 4 SRMs. Ooh. 4 SRMs which go to the left torso, the right torso internal, which crits on a jump jet and the engine, and 2 SRMs to the right leg. The Scimitar missing on 9s and 11s. The Spider at the LRM carrier, immobilizing it and hitting it in the rear, down to 2 armor there. The Skulker missing the jump platoon SRM at the J. Edgar Flamer, costing it 3/4 of its movement points and finally immobilizing it. Down to 15 armor on that left side. And Tokugawa at the Cronus, hitting it in the left leg and the right arm. No big deal. Scorpion missing on a 10. The Cronus at the Tokugawa hits him in the front and the left side. Hits him in the front some more. SRMs to the front, down to 22 armor. Minor motive damage, nothing major. The Galleon missing on a 12. The Bulldog missing on a 9. Tortoise can kick the LRM carrier. He only needs to hit it for like 3 damage. Kicked him in the right side, not the rear. Costed a movement point. Yay, it was already immobile. Yeah, I need to get him out of there. That engine crit has him at 8 heat now, and he's down to 7 jump jets. So that's targeting and movement penalties. We've 1 initiative going into round 4. We're at 97.8. They're at 87.6. Oh, a Scimitar from down here. We're gonna have... Alright. That Saladin, I really want him dead. We're gonna have to turn around and go back for him. Actually, Tortoise could maybe do that. We could have... How many movement points is the Saladin down to? He is a 4-6, which is still not super slow. Have the Wolverine come in and move like that. We've got him in the rear arc through some woods, but I think that's a killing shot if we can land it. Stiletto can move 5 hexes and get into kicking range of the Tokugawa. That works. I guess. I would really like to get him up closer to where the action is. Or her, excuse me. And the quick draw. Gonna go for the kill on the LRM carrier. He's that LRM carrier is no longer stunned. He needs to go now. Let's see. Saladin side slips a hex, and everyone else passes their checks. Did kill that immobile J Edgar? Wait, the J Edgar is immobile? Oh, the J Edgar is immobile. I think the field gunners have it. Provided he, well, I mean, he's at medium range for a couple of those guys with his flamers. But I think the J Edgar is going down this turn. He's just kind of in the middle of all those infantry. We've got him on 11s and an 8. Maybe we can get an ammo boom. We'll see. Quick draw is over here to take out the LRM carrier. We want to hit him. Front should be fine. We'll hold off on the large and build up 1 point of heat. That should be the kill on him. Tortoise at the Vedette, you've got him on 13s because of that targeting penalty, and because you jumped, and because you're firing through woods and everything. And also, the Vedette's not slow. He got a +2 TMM. We can get this Vedette on a 12, but we're at 8 heat already for next turn. So we will hold off on that. And of course, Stiletto on the Tokugawa on 4s. We should be able to unleash everything. Alright, the Vedette hits the Wolverine in the right arm with an autocannon. The Pack Rat missing on a 12. The Field Gunner is hitting the J. Edgar in the turret on the left side, immobilizing it some more. Wolverine at the Saladin hits it with 6 pellets to the rear and left side, immobilizing it and leaving it with 3 structure. Nice. The Vedette missing on an 8. The Pack Rat hitting 2 SRMs to the Wolverine's right torso. The Pegasus hitting the quick draw in the left leg with a medium laser. The quick draw at the LRM carrier hits it in the front with enough lasers to destroy it. Scimitar missing on 11. The Skulker missing on a 9. The Tokugawa at the Cronus hitting with a machine gun to the right leg, an autocannon 2 to the right torso, and 3 SRMs to the left and right torso and the right arm. Scorpion missing on a 10, the Merkava missing on 12s, the Galleon missing on a 9, the Field Gunners hitting the Pack Rat in the left side with their autocannon 20 and destroying the Pack Rat. Nice. The Bulldog might need to be our next target. He fired an LRM 20 at the quick draw and missed on an 11. Cronus at the Tokugawa hits it in the front, left side, costing it half its movement points. Front, left side, immobilizing it. Got 0 armor left on the front, but maybe we're in kicking range, right? Yeah. We can kick him for 11 on a -1 since he's immobile. No, kicked him in the left side. Dang it. Causing it minor motive system damage, which is fine because it's already immobile. Spider gains 12 heat, sinks 12 heat, and is now at 8 heat. We're at 96%, they're at 72%. Convoy is still at 100%, nice. We've 1 initiative going into round 5. Alright, so we've got the Saladin over there who's immobile. Yeah, the Saladin's no longer a threat. The Tokugawa's no longer a threat. That swamp? That is a swamp. We cannot jump into those heavy woods. We can jump into this spot. Maybe try to take out that foot platoon. Let's see. I'm gonna save the quick draw for later. Tortoise is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not as evasive as I would have liked, but at least he's not jumping, which builds up more heat than he can sink. That's going to get him close enough to shoot at the Saladin. On the wrong side, though. It's going to be hitting his right side, not his left. That J. Edgar is still down here, too. I really want to get this Wolverine down into this fray. There's just too much going on down here for me to ignore that. I think the Bulldog is going to be our next target. I don't want to run through a swamp and potentially get stuck. I want to jump here, maybe? Yeah, I think that's the move. And the quick draw. This wood's a swamp. It is not. So let's go after the scimitar real quick, or maybe the bulldog, depending on which one's the easier target. Oh, reinforcements have arrived. Alright, Wolverine has the bulldog on 8s, looks like. It's gonna be 8s and 10s, I think. Bulldog might be toast already, with the heavy strike fighter flying over him with some inferno bombs. That Vedette might also be toast already. Let's go for this Pegasus then. Might be our best shot. We've got him on 8s as well. 8s and 6s. Actually, let's go 6s, 8s, 8s, and a 7. Maybe we can immobilize that Pegasus. That's worth going up to 3 heat for. The quick draw at the scimitar, I think, on 8s. Or the scorpion on 6s. That's not that hard a choice. 6 is maybe not a guaranteed hit, but it's a lot closer than an 8. We'll do the large and the re-mediums and the SRMs. That puts us at 3 heat, which is fine. And Tortoise at the Saladin finally. He's already at 3 heat for the turn. We'll put him at 6 heat for a 7. Maybe we'll get the kill. Stiletto. We maybe target the scimitar over here. On 9s. I think that's going to be 9s all around. That puts us at 2 heat. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor loses 1 altitude from weapon attack. Guardian Fighter B loses 2. Wolverine hits the Pegasus in the left side with 2 medium pulses down to 7 armor. 6 SRMs all to the left side and destroyed by fuel explosion. That is 1 dead Pegasus. Quick draw at the Scorpion hits it in the rear with the large, hits it in the front with the medium, hits it in the rear with a medium, and destroys the Scorpion. Field Gunners hit the Tokugawa with their autocannon 10 and destroy the Tokugawa. The Vedette hitting the Wolverine in the left leg for 5. Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor at the Bulldog, stunning the crew with the autocannon 10 shot, hitting him in the left side. SRMs to the front, costing it a movement point. SRMs to the left side, down to 6 armor. The Vedette at the Wolverine hits us in the left leg with the autocannon 5 and the left arm with the machine gun. The J. Edgar missing on 8s and 10s. Spider at the Saladin missing on a 7. The Pegasus at the Wolverine hits us in the left leg with a medium laser. 3 SRMs would have hit us in the head, but all 3 go to the left leg, leaving us with 5 armor. Cronus at the Scimitar hits it in the left side, costing it a movement point. And nothing else. The Scimitar at the Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor hits it in the nose with an autocannon 5, leaving it with 7 armor. Scorpion at the Strike Fighter Meteor hits it in the aft with an autocannon 5, possibly knocking it out of control. The Scimitar at the Cronus hits us in the right arm critical with the autocannon 5 for no effect. Guardian Fighter B. Dive bombing Hex 2119 hits the intended Hex. with Inferno bombs hitting the Vedette, jamming the turret, destroying the engine. So the Vedette is immobile. The Galleon missing on a 12. The Bulldog hitting... Oh no. The Bulldog hitting the Spider with 20 LRMs on a 9, all of which go to the right torso, rear, and the legs, blowing off the right arm and destroying it by engine destruction. Well, so much for the Spider getting out of there. Merkava missing on 10s and 12s. The Wolverine needs a 4 to stay standing, gets a 5. Heavy Strike Fighter Meteor is out of control, loses 1 elevation. Lots of fires were started this round, including 20... Oh yeah, because the Inferno bombs. The Wolverine and the Quickdraw are at 3 heat. The Cronus is at 2. We've won initiative going into round 6. We're at 85%. Primary outfor is at 51.65%. Convoy is still at 100%. And I was expecting enemy reinforcements to come in this turn, but they did not. Alright, that Vedette is immobile and locked and on fire. I don't think we have to worry about him anymore. Alright. Looks like we... Well, I don't know if we won or lost initiative. I forgot to check, but they haven't... They've moved, like, their infantry platoon and their Saladin, and that's about it. And the Vedette? Vedette did not move, yeah. J. Edgar did not move? Yeah. Okay, so... what can we do from here? We can... back up the quick draw for one thing. Okay, the Bulldog is still stunned. LRM 20, SRMs. Yeah, let's try and kill this Bulldog real quick. That gives us 7 hexes. That's 3 evasion. Quick draw. And jump into these light woods and get a shot on this Galleon at medium laser range. Alright, Heavy Strike Fighter and Guardian both fly off the map. Vedette is on fire, fails to avoid damage, gets its sensors hit. Foot Platoon needs a 4 to avoid bogging down, gets a 4. Alright, Wolverine at the Bulldog. We've got him on 3s, 4s, and 5s, looks like. We'll go up to 3 heat to kill the Bulldog. A quick draw at the Galleon. We're going to skip the large laser, I think, and we're just going to go for all of the 8s. That makes us heat neutral. And the Cronus is taking fire from friggin' everyone. We've got the Skulker or the Pack Rat. The Skulker on 6s. Pack Rat on 7s. Alright, that's gonna be everything. Puts us at 1 heat, which is fine. Alright, the Vedette unjams the turret. Wolverine at the Bulldog hits it in the turret, hits it in the rear, costing it half its movement points. Hits it in the left side with 2 medium lasers, and hits it in the left side with an SRM. Bulldog is down. Foot Platoon misses the Wolverine on a 10. The Vedette hitting the Wolverine in the right arm for 5. Field Gunners killing the J. Edgar, finally. The Pack Rat missing on a 10. The Quick Draw at the Galleon hits it in the rear, costing it a movement point. J. Edgar kills 2 guys with a medium laser. The Jump Platoon at the J. Edgar is moot. The Scimitar at the Cronus hits with 2 SRMs, including one that would have hit the head, but instead they go to the right and left torso rear. Left torso critical, does not get the crit. The Skulker missing the Cronus on an 8. The Cronus at the Skulker hits it in the right side with a large laser and a medium pulse. Hits it in the rear with a medium pulse. And the right side with a medium pulse. The Skulker is dead. Scimitar at the Cronus hits it in the center torso rear with an autocannon 5 down to 3 armor. Left leg and center torso rear also take SRMs down to 1 armor on that center torso. Merkava missing the Vedette. The Galleon hitting the Wolverine in the left torso with a medium laser. The autocannon 20 field gunners overkilling the J. Edgar. Alright. Wolverine is at 3 heat. Cronus is at 1 heat. Everyone else is running cool. Lots of fire, lots of stuff. We're at 83.5%. Primary outfor is at 38%. Let's see. The enemy reinforcements, which should be showing up this turn. That's 4,000 points worth of guys. Let's see. What exactly was our objective again? Destroy or rout 50% of the following forces and units. Primary op 4. We'll give it one more round and see how things go, but then we're probably going to call it a night. The convoy's moving out. We've got, let's see. We've got a Vedette up here. That hasn't moved yet, so why am I doing that? Let's see. Wolverine can jump into this heavy woods, which is not swamp. And we can face the Galleon and the Vedette, I think. The quick draw and jump back into these heavy woods. Oh, there's that Marauder and the Griffin. There's the 2 javelins. Okay, yeah, we are gonna move in and try to neutralize this Marauder in a Wolverine. I'm sorry, that was the quick draw. Stiletto. I want to just back up. That puts us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes from the Marauder. It's not a good range for him. Not a great range for us either. It also gives us these woods to hide behind. We can back up into this heavy woods next turn. But hopefully he's got bigger fish to fry. Foot platoon needs a 4 to avoid bogging down. Harasser flees the battlefield. Daedalus succeeds in avoiding bogging down. The Vedette is on fire and injures the driver. All right. Let me see here. I think our target is going to be the Scimitar. Either that or the foot platoon. Like the foot platoon might be the better target. They're not out in the open. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the Scimitar on what, 9s and 12s? Actually, there's no reason to go up to that much heat on 12. Okay. One more time. Let me do both pulses. The SRM and the LBX. Okay. Quick draw has the Marauder on 7s and 9s, has the Griffin on 9s and 9s. We'll do 7s. We'll skip one of the mediums, throw in the SRMs. Let's see, Stiletto, taking fire from the Scimitar and the Marauder. Firing on the Pack Rat, which hasn't taken any damage yet. We're gonna need 4s and 2s, that's fine. Alright, Foot Platoon missing the Cronus on a 7. Wolverine hitting the Scimitar on a 12 to the left side. Missing with everything else. Field Gunners at the Saladin missing on 8s. The Vedette missing the Merkava on an 8. The Marauder missing the Cronus on 10s and 12s. Quick draw at the Marauder hits him with 4 SRMs to the right torso, right arm, and right leg. Pack Rat missing the Cronus. The Scimitar missing the Cronus. The Merkava missing on 9s, 10s, and 11s. Cronus at the Pack Rat hits it in the left side, and the front. Medium pulse to the left side destroys the Pack Rat. Scimitar at the Cronus hits him in the center torso rear with an SRM, which crits on the engine twice. And the right leg for 2. The Griffin hits the Cronus in the right torso for 10. Nobody takes enough damage to need a piloting check. Okay, so Cronus is now at 9 heat because it took 2 engine hits this turn. That's not great. The Griffin is already at 7 heat. The Marauder is not building up any heat yet. That said, alright, we've lost initiative going into round 8. However, we have officially routed the primary op 4, which was our objective. Do we call it here? I'm willing to call it here. We can call that a marginal victory because we didn't actually get everyone across the board. But mainly, I just don't want to pick this match back up again next week. I was hoping to update the battle or the game between battles. We can say, yeah, we controlled the battlefield. Spider is inoperable with 3 engine crits because it lost its right torso. The Cronus crippled with 2 engine hits because it got its center torso rear blown into. No one got injured. Most of the enemies escaped, which is fine. I'm not trying to salvage these tanks anyway. We did capture the Bulldog, a couple guys from the Bulldog. We captured one of the guys from the J. Edgar, the LRM carrier, and the Pack Rat. The Scorpion, the Tokugawa, and a couple guys from the other Vedette. Let's see, we've got Vernita got 2 kills, Zero got 2 kills, Stiletto got 2 kills. So it's a 3-way tie for MVP. We can say that we did reach the east, actually. If we don't complete this objective, that's -1 scenario victory point. +2 scenario victory points for forcing withdrawal. So yeah, we can call this a marginal victory. And we get, I guess, 4 support points for that, which is fine by me. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the game here. Next time I see you guys, next time you guys see this game, it'll be on 49.11, which is exciting. Oh, that's a typo. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. We'll see you next week. Have a good time. In the meantime, here is Big Fluffy 10,000. Thank you for joining me. It's always been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure as always, I guess is what I meant to say. And we will see you... Oh, Big Fluffly is what I typed. Let me try that again. Raid Big Fluffy. Okay, the raid has been created. Onward to glory and battle. Not necessarily in that order. But, oops. You guys have a good one. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, and Varank, I hope you feel better. You guys, be good.